Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all over the world. Thought I'd give you a bunch of snippets of what I've been doing over the last day or so. We've had a lot of work working on that new 2,500 square foot garden today, and I picked a bunch of radishes over the last couple days, and they're the size of golf balls. I kind of wasn't paying attention. So those got fantastically large. We've got a baby bird that's chirping like crazy above our back door and making a heck of a mess. The mama's been coming back and forth. This happens like every year in the same spot, and the mama makes a big mess there. And then I got a hold of some synthetic butter, and I've been trying some recipes with my rice to see if that would work. And it's really butter powder. I shouldn't call it synthetic butter. So I wanted to show you what I've got, and I'm trying to see if that'll work out or not, since we may have some shortages of various things. And so I've got 55 pounds of powdered milk, and now I've got 10 pounds of this powdered butter. This is not freeze dried or anything, and so you'll see what I've got, and we'll see how that works out. And then I also wanted to show you my meat freezers, and I've got some more eggs that I'm turning now and trying to incubate, and then an update on the chick. And let's get on with the show. All right, we're going to try something different. I found some butter flavor powder. That's a mouthful. Butter flavored powder. And it was relatively inexpensive, but I'm going to try it in my rice and see if it gives me a similar taste as a regular butter. I'm going to do 2 batches of rice, and I'm going to see if I can really tell the difference or not. This is, I remember having this butter flavored powder before, where we would kind of like sprinkle it over popcorn or something, but I don't know. I'm kind of curious if this will work or not. So this is supposed to be low fat cooking, which is good, but I'll let you know. This is from Firehouse Flavors, and I picked this up. Actually, it was delivered today, and it was for 10 pounds, $65.44. I should have just bought 5 pounds, but I got a nice thanks when I did this. So anyways, these guys are in Brookville, Ohio, and I'm hoping that this will work. Now, this is not a like a canned material where it's freeze dried and all that and supposed to last forever. I think this has like a year shelf life. But if we're in SHTF right now, this is something that I would use first and save my other stuff for later. I'm hoping that this 10-pound bag will fit in my 6-quart container. That's what we're going to find out next, because I would love to just have it here, and I'll label this and I'll just pop out and get what I need. The biggest problem I have right now is how much do you use? It didn't really come with any instructions. So if like you're trying to use it for a butter substitute, I don't know how much to use. So that's going to be an experiment in itself. I'm probably going to treat it. I'll try a tablespoon and see if that works. If it doesn't, then I'll have to use more. But I'll have to find out how salty it is and everything else. I may have to back off on what I'm using with my bouillon cubes. So I was able to contact Firehouse Flavors, and I got some additional instructions about using this butter powder. So if you read this, if you need a stick of butter, it's usually a half a cup or a quarter pound. Use 2/3 of cup butter powder mixed with 2.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil, milk, or water. Now I'm going to tell you, for my rice, I was using a tablespoon, and I stuck it in the amount of water that I use with a. So in this case, I was using 1 1/4 cup of water, and I used 1 chicken bouillon cube and then a tablespoon of this powder. And I got the thing boiling, and then I stirred and stirred and stirred and tried to get the thing to dissolve, and it finally looked like it was dissolving. So I dumped my rice, and when I cooked it, it's like I didn't have enough water. The rice ended up kind of harder. So I did another time, and this time I put like 1.5 cups of water,
and I kind of leveled off the tablespoon instead of having more heaving, and this time it came out closer. Now it's okay. It's not like regular butter, but it's okay, and I can live with it. It's actually pretty good. It's not salty or anything, but you got to work with this to get it to kind of dissolve throughout the whole thing. I can't use the oils like they're talking about because I don't have a gallbladder. So this was like one of my substitutes that I was trying to get, and I think it'll work. Now my next step is to try the powdered milk, but in the meantime, I think this will work. The other thing was that 10-pound container did not fit in that 6-quart plastic restaurant grade storage container. So I ended up using two of those, and I think it was about 5 quarts, two 5-quart containers. So if you're going to buy this, buy only the 5 pounds, and you'll probably be happier. It'll probably last forever, but if that's the only butter you got, that you'll probably use it up. It's only good for like a year, is what I understand. I was contemplating putting it in my quart-sized jars and using the vacuum sealer thing that I have. That might be one way to get a little longer storage out of it also. So anyways, here's some things here, and showed you the price of what it was, and this is where I ordered it from. So if you're interested, this might be a good substitute for you.
All right, since we were here last, I had to come in and put some 4x6s in because we were getting a lot of erosion, and I brought my rototiller to kind of correct a lot of that. And then we also are trying to get rid of some of the grass in the second half of the garden. So I'm rototilling the crap out of it. Barb's coming in with the rake and raking out the grass, and then I've got to come in with some of the excess soil and fill in. You can kind of see what happened here. But it was like throughout this whole area. This is a hill coming down into this garden, and so I had to redirect the water. But anyways, this rototiller really does a fantastic job. So now I'm starting to put in some rows using the rototiller, and then we'll start our planting. But the onions have done well. The sweet potatoes, not so much. I think it's been just a little bit too cold. We planted them too early, but they're still hanging in there. And I'm not really seeing any potatoes at all. So we might have got a little bit late. And I also didn't use seed potatoes. I used stuff from the store. And I've had hit or miss attempts at that working. There might be some in here coming up. It kind of just looks like grass though. Anyways, I may end up having to rototill this up and put something else in. I'm not really seeing anything. I even came up here a couple times and hit it with some water, thinking we could get things going, but it's been a couple weeks now. We should see some shoots, and I'm not seeing any. So I think the potatoes were a bust, but it was a little late planting them too, and didn't use the right ones. So just did something quick and dirty, and that's what happens. So live and learn. All right, let me get back over there. In fact, when you look at this, you can kind of see the slope we got. There's a downhill slope to this garden, but this is a really nice sunny spot. That's why I wanted to use it. Nice big garden. So we'll get some stuff going here. We'll at least have sweet potatoes this year, it looks like, and I can go get some more and fill in this first area with sweet potatoes. So I may just come rototill this up. Let me get back to rototilling. So I've been pulling some radishes out. I don't know if you can see the size. These are golf ball size. So I have been probably waited too long, but they're really tasty. So every day we're getting a little bit more out of our garden. I should have planted more, but this is got about 20 of them so far. Well, every year we have a mama bird that builds a nest right up above our log rack, and it poops all over everything down here. All the way down the side of my house, all over my electrical cords, all over my deck down here as it comes and goes. But that doggone baby is huge, and I don't know if it shows up in the video or not. But last year, Lucky caught one of the babies, And Barb was trying to get out of its mouth, and it was like Sylvester and Tweety Bird. He was, the bird was chirping in its mouth. So I think we're going to have another episode like that here pretty soon. Here's an enlarged picture showing the baby bird. Just wanted to show you, if you grow your own meat, you don't worry about what the supermarket says. Or what the supermarket has. I'm trying to burn down a couple of these freezers so I have room for everything else that is coming. And then I'm going to hopefully get these chickens, or chicks, incubating eggs to hatch. So that's my project right now. Let's see what's going on. So I have 2 full batches of eggs now. I'm going to keep working on the first batch here. Even though we candled them the other day, we're not sure how these are going to work out. This is all you do, you just rotate them. This is much more gentle than what I was doing previously. And all I'm doing is turn the X's to O's on this one. Okay, so there's 3, 6, 9. I got 12 in this one. 3, 6, 9. There, I got 13 on this one. Must be a little bit smaller eggs. Anyways, I can cover up that first one now while I work on the second one. You try to keep the temperature controlled. I'm going to move this out of the way. Allows me to get my hand in here a little bit easier. Some of these eggs are way bigger than the other ones. Now what I'm going to have to do is, some of these are from today, so I got to put a date on them. All right. All right. And that's all we got to do. I had just put those other eggs in there, so now we have 2 full batches. Like I said, I'm not sure about the first batch how it's going to work, but we're going to keep incubating them, and you never know. I think these are high probability of being fertilized unless my roosters are sterile. But we'll find out pretty quickly. Like I said, it's 20 days, and we should be, after a week, you should be able to see the development. And I think it said 8 days, yet I didn't think it was very successful yesterday, so we'll wait another week, and we'll see how things go. Let's go take a look at the chicks.
I thought that was interesting.
All right, the chickies are now getting bigger and bigger. In fact, I don't know what it is, but they're hanging over on one side of the pen and they're pooping the crap out of everything. So we're going to have to kind of scoop that out because it's starting to get a little smelly. I can't wait to get these outside, but they need several days. I did put a little thermometer in here. I want to move them out of the way so we can see. It's I think it says 95 degrees, so that's a good temperature for them. You got to keep it for the first couple of weeks nice and warm for them. They like looking at themselves in the
clear glass there. Hey, babies. See the monkey?
I hope everybody's treating you well. I hope you're doing well. Do the best you can. God bless.